In the heart of a small town lived a young lady named Marie. She was blessed with extraordinary beauty. Despite her beauty, Marie had a heart full of greed. She dreamed of a life filled with luxury, where money was never a concern. But there was one problem: Marie did not want to work for it. Every day, Marie would dress in her finest clothes, standing on the streets, waiting for a wealthy man to notice her. She believed that her beauty was enough to secure her a life of comfort. Her plan was simple: find a rich man, let him take her home, and in return, she would shower him with affection. When the night was over, the man would pay her handsomely, and she would return home with pockets full of money. Marie's mother was a hardworking woman. She ran a small shop in the market, selling foodstuff and household items. Her mother had raised Marie all by herself after her husband passed away many years ago. She had always taught Marie the value of hard work, but she was too consumed by her desire for easy money to listen. Every time Marie came home with large sums of money, his mother would ask, "Marie, my daughter, where do you get all this money from? You don't have a job, and you don't do any business. How can you have so much money?" But Marie would ignore her mother's questions, brushing them off with a smile and a laugh. She would say, "Mama, don't worry. The money is mine, and that's all that matters." His mother grew more concerned with each passing day. She knew that something was not right, but Marie refused to open up to her. His mother tried to warn her, "Money that comes easily will go easily. A life built on lies and deceit will crumble one day. Please, my daughter, stop this dangerous life you are living." But she was stubborn. She believed she knew better than her mother. She thought she was smart enough to outwit any man, and that her beauty would protect her from harm. So, she continued on her path, ignoring the warnings of her mother and anyone else who tried to advise her. One fateful evening, as Marie stood on her usual street corner, a sleek black car pulled up beside her. The window rolled down, and she saw a man inside, dressed in fine clothes with a gold chain around his neck. But Marie only saw the wealth that radiated from him. "Hello, beautiful," the man said with a sly smile. "Why are you standing here alone? A pretty girl like you should be in a palace, not on the streets." Marie's heart raced with excitement. This was the kind of man she had been waiting for, a rich man who could give her everything she ever wanted. "I'm just waiting for someone who can take care of me," she replied, her voice sweet as honey. The man chuckled and said, "Well, you're in luck. I'm willing to take you home with me tonight. I'll pay you handsomely, more than you've ever been paid before. All you have to do is spend the night with me." Marie's eyes lit up. This was the opportunity she had been waiting for. "Yes, I'll come with you," she said eagerly, not thinking twice about the man's intentions. The man opened the car door, and she got in without hesitation. As they drove off, she imagined the riches that awaited her. She thought about the fancy clothes, the jewelry, and the luxurious life she would lead. Little did she know, her greed was about to lead her into a trap. They arrived at the man's mansion, a grand house with tall gates and a long driveway. The man led Marie inside, and she marveled at the lavish decorations, the gold-trimmed furniture, the expensive paintings, and the sparkling chandeliers. It was everything she had ever dreamed of. The man showed her to a room and said, "This is where you'll stay tonight. Make yourself comfortable. I'll be back soon." She smiled, feeling secure in her decision. She thought she had found the perfect way to make easy money. But as the night went on, something strange began to happen. She heard whispers, but she couldn't tell where they were coming from. Suddenly, the door creaked open, and the man walked in. Followed by two other men dressed in dark robes, the man who had brought her, there no longer looked kind or charming, his face was twisted with a sinister grin. What is going on?" Marie stammered, her voice trembling. The man laughed. "You thought you could get rich without working for it, didn't you? Well, tonight you're going to make someone else rich. Marie's eyes widened with horror as she realized what was happening. These men were not interested in her for her beauty, they wanted to use her for a money ritual. The thing she had been chasing after was now going to be her downfall. Please, let me go. Marie pleaded, tears streaming down her face. I'll never do this again, I promise. But the men were unmoved by her cries. They began to chant strange incantations. Marie's fear grew into sheer terror as she watched them prepare for the ritual. In that moment, Marie thought of her mother's warnings. She remembered how her mother had tried to warn her from this dangerous path, how she had begged her to stop chasing after easy money. But Marie had been too blinded by greed to listen. Now, it was too late. She knew that there was no escape. She had made her choices, and now she had to face the consequences. Suddenly, there was a loud crash. The front door burst open, and several men stormed in, shouting at the men. The ritualists were cut off by guards, and in the chaos, they tried to run, but it was too late. The people who burst the door were local vigilantes who had been noticing the strange activities in the mansion. The leader of the vigilantes grabbed Marie, pulling her away from the ritual circle just in time. You're lucky we got here when we did, he said sternly. These men were about to take your life. Marie was too shaken to respond. She held the vigilante's man tightly, her body trembling with fear and regret. The vigilantes quickly held the ritualists and took them away. That night, Marie was escorted back to her mother's house. Her mother was waiting at the door, worry etched on her face. When she saw her daughter, she rushed forward and embraced her, tears of relief streaming down her cheeks. Marie, my daughter. I was so scared. Thank God you're alive, her mother cried, holding her tightly. Marie held her mother tightly and said, Mama, I'm so sorry. I didn't listen to you. I was so greedy, and I almost lost my life because of it. Her mother, heart filled with both sorrow and relief, she said, Marie, money is not everything. There is no shortcut to wealth. You must work hard and live honestly. Greed will only lead to destruction. Marie nodded, her heart heavy with guilt. She had learned a hard lesson that night, one she would never forget. From that day on, she vowed to turn her life around, to work hard and earn her money the right way. The moral of the story is, greed and the desire for easy money can lead to dangerous consequences. There is no shortcut to true wealth and happiness. It is important to work hard, live honestly, and listen to the advice of those who care about you. Chasing after quick riches can lead to your downfall, and the price you pay may be far greater than you ever imagined. If you enjoyed the story, please like and subscribe. Also share your thoughts by dropping a comment.